is 40 chose to be last. Now who does 40 is first?
Hello! It's me, Uttermost Ghostie Family Host, broadcasting to you from this their post to entertain you to the utmost or the most as I am approximately able upon this day. Bruce, thank you for being the alpha and the omega of this stream at this time.
Now Varzal Alton is first.
Alright, so thank you for being first. How's it going? How's everybody doing?
Oh boy, what flavor?
Thank you for 100 bits. But how is everybody doing? What? And what? Twitch? What the fuck? Twitch, look, you're lucky I know what's going on in my own small community just because, like, I know the people that come to my streams. But what if somebody else had given 100 bits and then I think Varzel and then they're like, wait a minute, I did it. That's not fair. That's not fair to them. Can't believe Twitch. I can't believe that Twitch is trying to stop opossums from seeing things. How's everybody doing? I know some people went to I was about to say to commissions. I know some of y'all went to conventions this weekend. Actually, I don't know if anybody here went to conventions, but I know some people did. And from what I saw, people who went had a lot of fun, and I'm happy about that. Actually, I wish that I could go to places. It makes me a little bit sad that I can't, but I was still happy. I've been watching a lot of my friends. They went to Offkai, a lot of them. Sorry, I did include a lot of them went to Offkai, and I got to see a lot of their pictures of like the standees and them putting their phones together and things like that. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. I hope that one day I can be in one of those things where you roll around and you're connected digitally. I hope I can do that, cause like the idea of ever actually going there physically is probably not gonna happen. Let's be fair, it's probably not gonna happen. But to be there virtually and be able to roll around and say hi to people, that'd be so cool. I'd hang out with all of my friends who go there. I'd be happy. Yeah. But I don't know, it also made me feel really happy just to see. It's one of those things where you know, you understand that it happens. VTubers and live streaming and stuff brings people together online, right? But there's always that, at least for me, that portion where I'm like, I wish that we could get together in person and hang out, because that's always a lot of fun. And I feel like there's almost something missing sometimes, you know? So I'm kind of like, I think it's great when people can come together, even in times where everything's super expensive and things are stressful. And I saw a video of some of the live concerts, and just looking at the crowd and seeing them all with their light sticks and they're all happy and hanging out, it was just great. I don't know, it made me so hopeful and happy. And so I don't know, I hope that one day I'm able to contribute to people's happiness when they're like in person at these events, you know? I don't think I'm ever gonna be big enough to be invited as a guest to like do a proper meet and greet, but if I am, you guys will know. Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna turn on my AC real fast. I'm closed off in my office today. So I'm probably going to be turning my AC off and on as it goes. Just to make sure I stay able to talk. I also had a couple other things, like, okay, so on Friday we talked about, I talked about publishing a little bit, but there were some parts that I forgot to add, and I was telling Goji about it yesterday? I don't know. Look, I have conversations with my husband pretty consistently, so remembering which day we had them is the difficult part for this possum. It's not that I had forgotten to make kind of a statement on like how long it takes if you are going traditional publishing to get your book actually out there. I talked to my husband. I know it's super gay. It's super gay. Incredibly homosexual. Look, I'm bi, which was just gay with extra steps, so yeah. But no, I was talking to him about stuff and I realized that I had forgotten to say a few things. And like, one of them I feel like correlates very well to VTubing. Because, you know, in VTubing you have indies like me, hello. or bigger indies, like people that actually might be known by by other people. And then you have like corporations, like your Face Connects, your HoloLives. And when you're indie, you can kind of like do whatever you want within reason, right? You can do whatever you want that is legal to do. So if I'm like, I'm gonna play through the Zelda games, then I'm gonna play through the Zelda games, cause I own them, and why not? Why not? But if I worked for a corporation, I might have to get like an approval to do it, permissions, I think they're called. And publishing is very similar to that, where as an indie author, I can kind of write, and then when I feel it's ready, I can push it out to the world. But in traditional publishing, and I didn't even think about this, like to tell you guys about this, the timeline is like really slow. It's incredibly slow. So like even if we wanted to take the shortest timeline, like the most lucky, wonderful short timeline, and let's say that I had queried with Vede instead of anything else. Instead of you guys having gotten that book last year, you would probably not be getting it until next October. Like 2027 October. If everything went as quickly and smoothly as possible. And so I've been thinking about that a lot, because with things like this model or the 3.0 and stuff like that, that was kind of up to me and who I hired and my own plan. But if I were to go through a corpo, then it would also need to, like, I would be part of a group, and it would have to be like all coordinated, and things wouldn't be on my timeline, I would be on their timeline. And I was just thinking about that the other night. I was just thinking about it. And this came also after I was watching. Okay, I know this will also surprise none of you. I watch videos about books. I do. And I was watching this one where it was talking about, well, the premise was that graduate students were given a passage from a Charles Dickens book to translate. And because this was a North American university, maybe some of you guys don't know who Charles Dickens is. Charles Dickens was an English writer and journalist in the 1800s. And he is considered one of like the greats. He is incredibly his vocabulary is wonderful, and he was very good at stringing words together very well. Now, I have written and published more novels than he has. Actually, I've written and published as many novels as he has. He published 15 novels, and that's my current now as well. But he's very good, right? He was considered very good. And hi, the Pope. How's it going? Well, I mean, just in case there are people from non-English speaking backgrounds who don't really know or care about authors who wrote in English in the past. Like, it's a huge part of literature in North America and obviously in the UK. I don't know if it's a big part in Australia. I don't know about the Australian education system. But I doubt they study... I doubt they study Dickens in, like, Japan. I could be wrong. But I doubt it. Anyway, there was this whole thing about how they were trying to translate Dickens. And that, first off, to me was just... my brain hurt. Because what do you mean you're translating him? He is written in English. And yeah, it's not the same... it's not all the same language as we have today, but it's understandable enough. It's close enough. I understand that some people need kind of like summaries or translations for William Shakespeare. I don't. But I understand why people might. But Dickens? Dickens is he is close enough. Look, I know that he died in like 1870 and that's more than a century ago. But English is still close enough to where it was in the 1800s that we can understand plainly what was said. What blew my fishing noodle even more was finding out that only like 56% or something, like a little over half of these students didn't understand anything that they read. And I'm just, I don't understand how they couldn't understand what was happening, because I read the passage and it seemed pretty fucking clear. Look, I understand there were vocabulary words that I didn't know. I looked them up. That's what you do. You see a word you don't know, you're like, ooh, what's that? And you go to dictionary.com, or you open a physical dictionary and you look it up and you're like, ow! And then you know. And then you might forget later and then you'll find out another time. But look, that's just how one does. How one do. Sorry, I keep leaning over in agony. I keep leaning over in agony. And my tracking software is like, oh no, she's leaning too much. Mouser, hello. Yeah, I have an unabridged dictionary because for a while there... Okay, so... weird notes about Ghostie. Before I did the whole sci-fi thing, I was working on a big fantasy world that I've mentioned before. That's But, as any person who is a fantasy writer and incredibly big Tolkien fan, I was like, I gotta make my own language. So I did. I made up all of the parts of the language. And then I was like, well, this is a problem because now I have to come up with words. 4 words. And I don't know every word. Or if it would be applicable. So I bought an unabridged dictionary. Just so that I could make up words for my made-up language. That made-up language never made it to any fantasy that I wrote, by the way. Not even a 1. Not even a 1. But you know, it was a fun time. I had fun. Would I do it again? I would probably do it again. There's a problem that I run into with writing fiction. I know, it was so fun. I loved it. I have none of my notes from back then. I have none of them. But one of the things that always bothers me about being a fiction writer is, especially since I primarily write science fiction and fantasy, there's always this, Roll for initiative, hello Altarian, how are you? It's been a while. The frustration is that, like, once you get to a certain point, people start asking questions that might make sense to you to ask, but also at the same time they're very annoying. Oh no! Well, I'm glad that you're no longer sick. Oh, you're sick again. I'm sorry you're sick again. I was all excited. I was like, yeah, he went to RopeCon. Then I was like, no, he's sick again. Well, I'm glad that you're safe. I hope that you get better soon, TM. Yeah, so what I keep trying to say is that people will eventually start asking you things like, well, yeah, but shouldn't you not use the word okay because technically that is an allusion to how did okay come to, where did the word okay come from? So, yeah, it came from the 1830s in Boston. But it has become so ubiquitous in the English language that a lot of people don't even think about it. They just put down, okay, why? Because it has become very widely used. The hill where no man returns from. That means one of two things, Altarian. Either you are not a human, or you're not a guy. Which one is it? But, like, people will start asking you, well, why are you using the word... Oh, yes, I do know Morgan Le Fay. Or I'm aware of the mythologies and stuff. But anyway, so people will start asking you, like, why do you use the word okay in your dialogue? Does this... It's very much... Yes, I do know Altarian. I do know. It's very much the... In Star Fox 64, Hal Falco says, hey Einstein, I'm on your side. And now people are like, oh, that means Einstein exists in the Star Fox universe. It's very much that. It's like, okay, but there's a video game that we know is a video game, and they're using colloquialisms that make sense to the people playing it. And as much as I do love Tolkien, I do love Tolkien very much. My frustration with the way that he wrote The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit was under the meta understanding that he had unearthed these texts and was translating them from their original language into English. That the tales had actually been written by Bilbo, Frodo, and Samwise. which is great and wonderful, and I do love that. Whomstever people tend to take that and then they go, well, why are you using the word rabbit in your fantasy world? What are they called in your language? It's like, call it a rabbit if it's a fucking rabbit. I know. Yes. Yes, I do know of that one outside. Well, good news. You have not cheated in your heart. I mean, I'm not sure that is... I'm not gonna go down that road. I'm aborting that train of thought because I was about to say something that, while I feel it very much, I do think that some people would be upset by it. Nah, fuck it, I'll say it anyway. So, when I was a small posh and I was in the cult, we took everything very literally, and that meant that in the Bible, you know, where it says that if you've looked at a woman, essentially if you've looked at a woman and found them attractive, then you have committed adultery in your heart. Yay! So that means that every time that you look at anybody and you're like, wow, they look pretty nice, you've committed adultery. Even if you're not married, especially if you're not married. And if you've ever been angry at anybody, you have killed them within your heart. Therefore, you are a murderer. This is the world that Ghostie grew up in, and she is very happy she's no longer there. Cause that was a mind acrobatics that was not fun to have. It was not fun to have at all. But yeah, so like as a writer, a lot of people, okay, not to me specifically, but in general, the sort of culture around it is to question why you didn't come up with a different word that means the same thing. Or for instance, with my sci-fi stuff. No, that's not... Italian. That's not how that works. I was also a Protestant. You have to go in front of the congregation and you have to confess your sins. Every time you do that, you have to confess your sins. I'm just saying mine was literal. I'm not saying mine was right. I'm saying mine was literal. But yeah, so in the culture of being an author, especially in the culture of being like a sci-fi or fantasy author, a lot of times you run up against this idea that you need to create whole cloth everything. And to the point that some people are actively angry, at least online. I should say some people online, where people can be very, very vitriolic and hyperbolic, will claim to be angry that you're not writing it in your own made-up language, or that there is no meta-narrative. Like, there's no meta-narrative for the books I write currently. There's no meta narrative. I'm not receiving visions of the future. I'm not finding logs of something that will be. I'm not prophesizing or anything like that. It's just I write this story because I like it. But I think there's a difference kind of in the intention of that. Whereas Tolkien was meaning to create sort of like a myth of origin in a way. And a very Catholic one at that. A lot of times now I think it's more accepted that this is just, I'm just making up a story. I'm just making up a story. You know? The balance is still on. Why did they use English in that world? Why are you renaming salt and sugar when no one knows? Yeah, exactly. But you know, and to some extent, I do get a little bit of it, because like if you're like 100% all in on a thing, you get kind of wanting to sort of not overanalyze. What is the word? If you're really into it, if like me being really into role playing in a TTRPG, I want to be able to know what my character's days look like, sort of thing. And I get enjoying that sort of granularity that comes from that, but at the same time, like, I can't create a world from nothing. Currency and measurements. Yep. Exactly. Like originally for my sci-fi stuff, I was actually going to call the currency iridium, or at least envelope, and have people kind of like in the slang way call it Erie. But then when I sent one of my earlier drafts to a friend, they were so confused on what Erie was that I just changed it to credits. Like, fuck it. People generally understand what credits are. We're just gonna do that. And I'm also in a weird position because like I grew up in the US that uses imperial measurements. I never really learned metric. Fully. So my default is to use mile or inch or foot, cups and all of that. Whereas I'm now living in a country that kind of does a split option where your height and weight are in imperial, but your distances and measurements generally are in metric, except for when it comes to cooking, and then they're in imperial. Sort of. Well, and that's the other thing too. It's like I think with that sort of stuff, renaming coins, renaming things like that, you either have to, for instance, if you're gonna use a Shrelligan, you have to be like, yeah, it has, you know, the end of this coin has the bust of the emperor this on it. Therefore it's a this. It's like that. But then the problem in that comes in because if you start doing that, then people will be like, no, that's an info dump. There is no winning. I will tell you, there is no winning. So you just gotta do what you're gonna do. Explain it in granular detail? No, there's too much prose. Don't explain it enough for a lot of people. That's just a white room. There are compromises. You've got to go kind of like mix and match. But there is no winning. Somebody's going to have a problem with no matter what you do. And basically the only way that you're going to have an easy way of explaining things like that is if you have your main character be not from that place. And so they are just as confused as the reader. And that's how a lot of middle grade and young adult novels get around that. You'll notice that sort of the no, don't tell. Oh, I don't want to have to read every paragraph and take notes to understand the world. Exactly. But then if you show like, I don't know, your character having a stress reaction and you use the same words in 2 different paragraphs, multiple pages apart from each other, then you're doing it lazy. And that is why Ghostie has so much anxiety and frustration around releasing things. But I do it anyway. Fuck you. I'm putting up my shit anyway. Can't stop me. You could totally stop me if you tried hard enough. I am a possum in a wheelchair. You could Coach, you could literally come in here and take my wheelchair away from my desk, and I wouldn't be able to stop him. No, don't! I'm live right now. I'll bite you. Exactly. Well, here's the thing. The other part. The thing that made me so... I need to stop watching people's rant reviews on things unless it's something that I really don't care about. Because sometimes I internalize that shit way too bad. Because they'll be like, you can't reuse words within the same page. And I'm just like, Yeah, I do remember being very young when I was reading Fellowship of the Ring for the first time and absolutely hating the Council of Elrond because of how long, just how thick that chapter is. That's the other thing, chapter lengths. Did you know that there are people who will just criticize your book on chapter length alone? Or that now there's some genres, and I don't know if this is an every genre thing or if this is only a romance genre thing or what, but people want content warnings in the front of the book. They want content warnings and trigger warnings, which I understand. Look, I understand. if you're writing like a sweet summer romance, but in the middle of the book, suddenly there's a murder mystery, I totally get it. Brains melted? No! I'm sorry, the Pope. Yeah, and if you have the chapter links are too similar or too different or to this or to that, there is no. It's all good news. That's good. There, essentially, what I'm saying is there's no winning. But yeah, a lot of people now want content warnings in the beginning of your book. They want you to hold their hand and be like, there's gonna be violence and gore, and on page this happens, and also a dog dies, and people die, and this character has anxiety, so be careful. If you have anxiety, this could trigger. Like, I get about being kind. I understand being kind because you need to, but well, the world needs more kindness, in my opinion. Oh, that's really awesome, the Pope. Well, let's do something where you switch chapters. Seems. Are you? Yes. Yeah, that is also a thing, Altarian. And here's the thing. I understand that as people become more aware of things that set them off, it is only kind and polite to give them the option to opt out of that experience. However, one of the points of literature, and this might be controversial, but I feel like one of the points of literature is to challenge you and to open you up to new perspectives and experiences and ways of thinking. I think that reading is supposed to help you understand other people in the world and yourself. Like, it's also supposed to entertain. Let's not get silly here. It's also supposed to be fun and entertaining for the parts that it is. But the last year have gone more and more into the state where they freak out. I know, and that makes me sad, Altarian. That makes me sad. Because I want... I'm not gonna pretend that I've had like the worst life ever. I haven't. But since becoming an adult, I have gotten more used to challenging my own thought patterns and seeking out the things to challenge myself, so that I can grow and change and get better and be a better person for myself and for the people around me. And it's taken a lot to realize that not everyone has that state of being. And I get that the world needs all kinds, all that sort of stuff. But like, I think it's incredibly important to be able to introspect and to be able to change yourself, change the things you don't like about yourself. You're never going to be perfect. You're never going to be perfect. And I'm not saying you should seek perfection, not in the slightest. But what I am saying is that if you notice something about yourself that you don't like or that tends to cause you problems, the fact that I still to talk to anyone is proof that look, I married a man who sat with me while I deconstructed from my religion. I married a man who, when I get upset and I can't articulate why, he sits with me and he's like, okay, let's go through this. Can you expand on that? I am against the thought that people shouldn't have. That's me on the spot. That's me on the spotlight, eating all the pigeons. I actually don't have an opossum gif or gif. Which way are we supposed to pronounce it? I don't remember. Of possums eating pigeons, I don't. Opossum Jeff? I don't know an opossum named Jeff. I know a few opossums though, and I keep finding more. And one day I hope to have like a gigantic network of opossum VTubers, and we can all like hang out and be opossums in the general vicinity. A big guy called Opossum Jeff? Oh. Well, if his name is Jeff and he loves opossums, I don't mind this Jeff. And maybe opossums will be in one day. The other thing I was noticing is that it's hard to find people who remain more consistent in what they talk about. Like with the Resident Evil, the recent Resident Evil trailer, I was actually quite disappointed in it, because despite the fact that I'm not a super big Resident Evil fan, I do care about things like people's... Well, I care about the series as a whole because I enjoy watching people play through it. I never got into it initially because we didn't have the systems, and then later on because I don't tank controls very well. It does actually make me motion sick, which is silly. It shouldn't, but it does. But I've noticed that people are like, well, who cares if it's not actually connected to the Resident Evil lore? If it's a good zombie movie, then who cares? It's like, because Resident Evil is not just, oh no, zombies. Resident Evil is about the characters and the craziness. And why don't we have an agent movie? You guys know in Resident Evil Man-Flaying Giraffe, in Ada's storyline, if you do a co-op, then the second player... Well, yeah, that's fine, but I'm talking about like the movie that the only connection it has with the video game series at all is apparently there is a Raccoon City. That's it. But I don't even think the main character, from what I understood of the trailer, I don't think the main character ever gets to Raccoon City even. It's not anybody from the games. It's not anything connected to the games. It's just a zombie movie and they've slapped Resident Evil on it. And that's great and all, but like, that's not a Resident Evil thing then. In my opinion, and again, like, I'm not a Resident Evil super fan. I've never actually even played one of the games. But I do enjoy watching people play through it. Yeah. And that's how I feel about it too. And other people are like, yeah, but you know, why should you care if it's a good movie? It's like, because it's not the. That's like saying, that's like releasing a Batman film, but instead it's about a guy named Opossum Jeff, and he's like in the Midwest somewhere, and he's just caring for opossums. Like, that's great. I do love that. I do love caring for possums, but there's no Batman. Why is it called Batman? That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. Oh, and Gotham's mentioned somewhere, but like, like I said, I've never played any of the games. I just find the lore incredibly interesting. I like watching people play through the games. But yeah, in Man-Flaying Giraffe, if you play through Ada's storyline as a co-op, then the second player gets to play as Agent. Who is Agent? Agent's a guy. And he might just be a figment of Ada's imagination, because the enemies don't really notice him, and he just kind of teleports when she does her ziplining thingy-majiggies. And there are a lot of animations he just doesn't have. But he's kind of my favorite character. Yeah, I don't know anything about God of War in general, so I haven't been paying attention to that, but that's slightly different to me just because it's still the same family. Like, for instance, Resident Evil being about Chris and Jill, and then Claire and Leon, and then, you know, there are all these characters that were either mentioned or visited, and then so it doesn't matter that not all of them are in it. So it doesn't bother me as much just because she's his wife and is a character that already existed there anyway. But I don't know as much about that situation because I don't really God of War at all. I've never got God of War, and I don't even watch people play it. So that one is one where I'm like, I don't know how much she was referenced. I don't know how important she was to any of the games. So I to me, that I don't know about. But yeah, in the movie, it's like, I get it. We've had a lot of really shit video game movies, including apparently the most recent Silent Hill movie was really shit, even though it did have characters named correctly. But I do also kind of hate the Silent Hill 2 discourse right now. Because a lot of people talking about it generally seem, from what I've seen, to take the stance of James being a terrible person or a jerk or just an evil guy, and I'm as a woman who has a chronic illness, whose husband is her caretaker, if I got to the point that Mary gets to, like, that we see her in memories and stuff in Silent Hill 2, I would never be mad at Goji for doing what James did, because there are segments where Mary asks him to do it. Like you don't want to continue to be a burden on the person you love, and you watch that person get broken down by things that you can't control either. Of course you want them to be free. I know, I'm a woman, I'm sorry. I don't think that's the same thing, Altarian, because if it was a Legend of Zelda game and it was focused on fixing Hyrule trading after a big war with Ganondorf, I think that would actually be an interesting game because it would be set in Hyrule with characters you already know. It wouldn't. I would probably want it to be like. Okay, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying now. Also, I'm so sorry. We have talked so long that there's an ad break coming. Oh no! I haven't even started the game yet, and I have more things to say. What do I do? But yeah, I feel like people are a little unfair to James in their analysis just because a lot of times you think and then you cancel the stream and restart. No, I can't do that. Can't crash the stream. It's illegal. It'll make the ego sick. I think a lot of people like to imagine that if their loved one was sick, that they would rise to the occasion and be there no matter what and never be angry or upset. And I think that's a little disingenuous because the truth is that most people who have to become caretakers of their spouses just leave. And in fact, a lot of parents who have to continue being caretakers of their children will eventually surrender those children to state schools in the US at least. It's not a fun reality, but it is reality, unfortunately. And maybe I should make my own video essay about Silent Hill 2. I watch a lot of video essays. Maybe I could video essay, and then halfway through I just start screaming because I'm terrified of making a presentation, and then people are like, "What the fuck was that?" And I'll be like, yeah. Anyway, let's have an ad. And you lost your nerd creds. You have a chance. Look, it happens. I haven't been outside for any significant length of time in at least 5 years. So my skin is like scary, sick, pale. Yeah, I know, I'm terrified. I'm fucking terrified. You have no idea. So just like, just pick a day. Just pick a day and go for it. Just pick a day and go for it. Like, and he's right. Of course he's right. He's usually right. But like, come on. What if I do it and nobody shows up? What if I do it and you guys are like, ew, Stimkita? Or what if I do it and a whole bunch of people show up, but they're not not normally here, and so they want to talk about what's canon, but I'm not talking about what's canon. I'm talking about a fun thought experiment about turning xenomorphs into delicious food, and then also cuddling with them, maybe. In a non-sexual way. I don't want to do anything sexual with xenomorph. I just want to hug them. Oh no, I don't have a problem with, well, okay. the ones that are actually of the Resident Evil stuff are cringe, but I'm talking about the new one that just came out. Anyway, as they're happening, if you are subscribed to your Twitch Turbo or Good App Blocker, you will not see ads, especially if you're over on YouTube, you won't see them. And I will be back in like 3 minutes, okay? See you then. Burp. Hi! I've returned. Thank you guys for sitting through ads. Before we get to the game, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who supports me over on Patreon, but more specifically, thank you to the people who support me at the $5 tier or more who are currently Fire Zell, Platform Platypus, Sprinkle Burr, and Go Shusho. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. And if you guys want to support this possum, here on Twitch, you can cheer bits, which make funny noises. You can subscribe. Also, if you have an Amazon Prime account, then and you've connected it to your Twitch, then you have a free Twitch Prime subscription you can give to any streamer. What happens with the Twitch Prime? Yeah, when you subscribe with your Twitch Prime, what happens is the Twitch Bankerman goes over to Jeffrey Bezos, and he pulls out Jeffrey Bezos' wallet and takes some money directly out of Jeffrey Bezos' wallet. I know Jeffrey Bezos is no longer the CEO, I think, of Amazon, but who fucking cares? He takes some money directly out of Jeffrey's wallet and gives it to the streamer of your choice. So if you have a Twitch Prime, you should give it to your favorite streamer. It's true. But if you want something where you get something physical in return for your support, I do have 2 books out. Hopefully a 3rd one coming out later this year. And you can get those basically at any big book retailer online. You can get a physical copy. You want a digital copy, you can get it on Amazon, or you can go to my Patreon and get it from there. And if you're a Patreon member at the $5 tier or more, you get it at no extra cost. But yeah, other ways that you can support this possum are following here on Twitch, subscribing over on YouTube, or just watching. You don't have to talk and chat if you don't want to. You're welcome to if you want to, though. I do think that the Resident Evil movies that are like already out are very cringe. They're kind of funny. And I didn't watch the Monster Hunter movie, and I don't know much about Monster Hunter. I do know that people were not very happy with the Monster Hunter movie. But yeah. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna be playing some Legend of Zelda. Movie was not good. Oh no. I will not see it, most likely. Hold on. One sec. Yeah. We have this extended and wonderful world setting that opens up to tons of space to introduce people in it. Lol, cool. Anyway, Isekai. Oh, that fucking sucks. I'm sorry. We are gonna be doing some cleanup and getting some stuff before we head to the ice cavern, which is actually what I should have titled what we're doing today. Let me know if it's too loud or too quiet, or if I'm too loud, or if there are not enough sandwiches in the area. First thing we're gonna be doing is going back to Death Mountain to get a couple Goskaltas that we forgot. That I forgot. I'm gonna be seeing about maybe getting letter from our world, so I have no idea what to do. Like the first half of the movie was, she is from a different world, so they'll show a language. There have been some books that I feel like did a decent job with like, oh no, we don't share a language, which kind of funny. Okay, they are a lot of the ones that are really funny, or that are actually pretty good at it. A lot of them are actually like semi-erotica. Please, Lucia, please tell me something. Tell things at me. Tell things at me, Mistress At. No, fuck you. gems. Sorry. They meet the rest of the side characters. Suddenly, half of those characters speak English because it's an ancient language they studied. That's disappointing. But yeah, there's like, oh god, what is it called? I don't remember what it's called. It's like Ice Planet Barbarians or something that actually does, from what I understand, I have not read it myself, an okay job, okay, of what am I doing? What am I doing? Where am I going? Who are you? How'd you get here? Hey, let's not delay. What? Right, okay. No Cotton Eye Joe. No Cotton Eye Joe. Possum will not Cotton Eye Joe. By the way, we're probably not going to be doing a lot of the stuff like what the thing said there was a thing here. There is! Wooljaw Hank? What? No. Okay, so we got this one. What is the next thing? We already got that heart PS. Dodongo's Cavern from the main. Okay. Dodongo's Cavern. Yeah, I'm glad that some movies to blow up from the dongos. Some movies, video game movies, are good now, but then I'm not excited about the idea of a live action Legend of Zelda, by the way. Southeast. What am I doing? I'm ignoring anything and everything that's happening. Matthew Diamond. Oh, I can just go up here. Can I kill this with this? No. Okay, southeast door. Room habited by baby Dodongos. Observe. Okay, so we gotta go Scarecrow song. I don't remember what my Scarecrow song was. I'm killing so many baby Dodongos today. Oh, hey. Maybe I should feel bad about that. Chat, should I feel bad about killing baby Dodongos? There we go. Is my name Anna Ghostie? What do you mean? I don't know what Anna Ghostie means. Anakin? No. Okay, but like, I've played the Scarecrow song. I played it. Why does Scarecrow no want to play with Ghostie? I forgot what was B. I forgot which letter was B. Yeah, but I thought Navi was up there. Oh, he bumps. Oh, thank you for the heart. I am Ghostie, a slayer of pots. See, he's up there. Oh. And no Scarecrow. Pourquoi? Stand beneath the area where Navi reacts and plays with Scarecrows. Stand beneath. Okay, we're beneath. If this one doesn't work, we're just abandoning the Skulltula. Yeah, we're abandoning it. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. And now we go to Kakariko Village. We're gonna go Kakariko Village, run through the potion shop and out the back. Okay. Aw, he doesn't have a heart for me. Also no heart. Through the potion shop and out the back. Are you the potion shop? Okay. Run through the potion shop and out the back. I think that's this. Well, the only question is how do I get up there? No! To grapple onto the nearby roof, but I don't have a point. Yeah. Now I can... Why did I do that? I'll give you this as a memento. Yay! What is my current amount of gold total? Okay. Well, we might as well check and see if we get anything for 35. You know, I feel like that's an appropriate thing to look at. Yeah. We already had all three of those. Okay. I don't think we can do the shooting gallery challenge just because I'm bad at it anyway. So we're gonna go to Zora's River. I do not have the long shot. Song of Time, no. That's the Scarecrow song. You gotta do a Scarecrow song. Yeah, boy. 30 on 30 or what? I don't understand 30 on 30. Well, people saying guys are wrong? You know what? We'll try. We'll go try a Song of Time real fast. We'll go try a Song of Time. I'm not rushing today. Well, I'm not rushing any day. Okay, sound good. Also, I do gotta say, if you like, be really close to the cliff at the center, what? Okay. We'll try a couple things. Ah! Where do they go once they're in here? Because they're not actually coming in here, if you notice. Well, okay. So you're saying try Song of Time. Okay. Yeah, we try. We'll try our best. In the center. Like this. Yeah, no, it doesn't seem to do it. That's fine. That's fine. We'll just keep going. Let's just keep going. We try our best, and we're not good enough. Yes. Yes, I have. It's fine. It's fine. It'll happen. Yeah, apparently if we talk to Navi, she'll be like, an Arctic wind is flowing from Zora's domain. So, we gotta go this way. Okay, approximately midway through Zora's River on the Valley Wall. At night, navigate to the central area of Zora's. What? This one might not be a thing, guys. They're talking about up there. But I still don't know how to get that. Well, I might need the long shot. Have I tried to get it with a shot? Or have I only tried to get it as a child? Yeah, I think I need the long shot. So I'm gonna do it that way. Maybe up there. Okay. No. Stop it. You stick. Okay. We're good. Okay, so we're gonna go over to... Sorry, my body decided to be itchy for like half a second. Okay. Let me aim. Ah! I feel like I've been here before, but I don't remember. Doesn't matter, I got a rupee. Yeah, we're just collecting some skulltulas and stuff like that. I don't. Ooh, maybe if we go across here. I mean, you guys know I have trouble running in straight lines, but... Have I done this before? I might. I do hate that it's inverted. No! Oh well, we'll get it some other time. I don't think I'm the worst person at this. I'm just, you know. I will cry in opossum though. Supposedly there's another gold skull somewhere around here. Could you stop? I'm looking for things so it can save spiders. It's like supposedly very far. Oh. Can I get it? Or is it like slightly too far out of reach? This whole thing, this is a very touchy interface. Ah! I cannot get it because I can't look onto it. Oh, I got it! How many Skulltulas do I have now? 38. Okay. Alrighty. Let's get some save game. We'll be excellent. We did it! I feel so... I don't feel accomplished. It's a lie. I apologize. I apologize. I lied to all of you. I don't feel accomplished. I tried to climb a ladder backwards. No! Link, I swear to fuck! And Batman says swear to me, but I don't swear to Batman because I'm an opossum. Possums don't swear to bats. That'd be silly. That'd be very silly. Okay, so... Okay. It's cold, Chad. It's cold. I wonder how cold it actually is. Oh god, ice physics. I'm not looking forward to ice physics chat. Can I do one of these? There's supposed to be another gold skulltula somewhere around here. Maybe it must be nighttime. Because it's technically... It's basically not night yet. Okay. I don't know why some gold skulltulas can come out during the day and then some of them are only at nighttime. And we're assuming this one comes out at nighttime, but I don't know. Hi, Mr. Gold Skulltula. Yay! We did it! Okay. Alright. So we gotta go out. Let's see. I'm not gonna... Again, as with our previous things, I'm not gonna be trying to use the guide to get through unless we get stuck somewhere. No! Possum is small! Possum is small! Don't do it! Oh, hey. Alright, thank you. Do we go here again, just in case? I mean, we might as well pay the scary lady a visit. Okay. Hi, scary lady. Scary lady. Hi, scary lady. Do you have anything else to give me? She doesn't have anything else to give me, I don't think. Scary lady, I was hoping that this would be more of a transactional relationship where every time I came and seed you, every time I seed you in person and stuff, that you would give me something, like a cookie. Ghost, you might be craving cookies. I was looking. Okay, so I am constantly online, as you guys know. There's this whole thing with crumble cookies. And I don't crumble cookies. I do know that they are in Canada. No! But I don't really know much about them other than that people talk about how, like, they're not actually that good. But one thing that people are freaking out about is how calorie dense they are. I always find that interesting because, like, I've told this story before, but when I worked at the jewelry shop, I used to the only thing that would get me through, especially during the fucking Christmas season. Oh my god, Christmas season was awful. The only thing that got me through that was on my breaks I would go to the Great American Cookie and in the food place in the mall that my brain is not thinking of what that word is. But you know, the food court, there we go. I would go to the Great American Cookie there at the food court, and I would get like one of those cookies that, well, it's 2 cookies, and between the 2 cookies is this gigantic thing of ice cream. Ice cream? Icing. There we go. One day I'll get it right. And, no, you keep jumping at the wrong time. It's fine, we'll get it. I'm not concerned. But yeah, I would usually get like a something from the Chinese food place and then a gigantic like cookie sandwich. And that would be what I would get to get me through that horrific holiday season. And I always think it's a little bit funny when people are like, how can somebody make a cookie that's like 800 calories? I'm like, I bet that the cookie that I used to get on break back then, I bet it was at least 800 calories. And I got that often enough that it's probably a problem. Like, that most people would be like, Ghostie, that's too often to get cookie. But look, that place was awful. That place was the only way I was getting through there was that cookie. That's the only way I got through. I remember my brother Plus, he came to visit me while I was working one time. And it was lunch. Well, lunch, quote unquote. It was my break. And so we went and got cookies. And he was like, how can you eat all of this? I'm like, I'm stressed. No! Can't get me, I'm too stick. Can't get me, I'm sticky! I'm sticky! Yeah, I always think it's more about whether or not you can, like, whether or not you're burning it off. It's not like, oh no, it's so evil to have cookies that are that dense. It's like, no, it's not. It's just about... It's about whether or not you're active enough, you know? I used to be really active. Oh no, it's gonna freeze me. I still remember stalagmites and stalactites thanks to the elementary school, the elementary school teacher that I had taught me about them. Like, which one's which? Which I'm pretty sure is very silly. Wait. Where am I supposed to go? Am I supposed to, like, break through that? Okay. No. So killed that guy. Maybe I just killed them all. No. No. Okay, so we have one left. I think. Oh, yes. Okay, we just had to kill them all. Okay. Would you stop hitching me? I'm very small. Ooh. Yeah, I remember the stalactites got hold on tight. And the stalagmites, they might fall over. Oh, what's that? Well, I guess getting the Ghostie isn't timed, right? So it's fine. Yeah. I think I was always intimidated by this stuff because I assumed that it was timed. Why am I running and this is their face? Because I'm bad at life. That's why. I bet I could probably kill that thing. Well, I say that. I actually don't know if I can damage it. I take that back. I take it back immediately. Why do you suck? Why do you have things on the ground to hurt the ghostie? Why do you hate possums? Let's see if I can shoot. I don't know what I do here. No! No, you bitch! There's blue fire. It doesn't seem natural. Maybe you can use it for something? Well, yeah, but now I have to eat a fairy. Don't put it in your mouth. As the fairy screams. Don't you stop it on your face. Oh my, look at the ear. And then my, look at the dive! You click that thing real quick, real quick, real quick. Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you ask someone you love. It's okay to eat. Like a muffin or a beef. Oh well. If you don't know just what it is, don't put it in your mouth. We'll be fine, Josh. I promise. If Jay's not sweating. Okay. We're gonna make progress. We're making progress. We're gonna do it. We're gonna walk in a straight line. I wish I could crouch and crawl. But I don't think we can... No, we can't. That's a Wind Waker thing. If you don't know just what it is, don't put it in your mouth. I have to go back and get more fire. Yay! The other thing there are a couple other, like other than Majora's Mask and this, N64 games I was thinking about playing, and I don't know if you guys are interested in all, so I'll suggest them here, and then you guys will be like, Ghostie, that's insane, I've never even heard of that. I'll be like, oh. But yeah, like I was thinking about maybe one day playing like Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. Or Bomberman 64. Most of you guys have probably heard of Bomberman 64. I have to imagine you've heard of Bomberman 64. Bomberman 64 is so fucking cool. You there? Look. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Vaguely remember those games. I loved Bomberman 64. That was one of my favorite games. There are ads starting again soon, chat. We have been playing for so long. We have more ads. I thought we were gonna go. I thought. That we were gonna end up. You know. This is not the place to do that. Matthew Tatum. Oh, it did anyway. Sweet. But yeah, we will be going for a little bit more after the ad break. I don't know how long exactly. I am starting to get hungry, so I will probably want to go soon-ish. The game forgave me. I like that. I appreciate that. If I can get through Ice Cavern today, I would like to. I'm trying to do a better job than I used to about being on task here. But we did chat for like a full hour. I did yap for an hour about things that don't matter. I guess they do matter. Even if they only matter to me. I mean, I am the possum that's running the show. For a moment I was like, oh no, all of my sound is gone. No, like, this no. What the fuck? What am I doing? Possum can't aim. Possum can't aim. There we go. But yeah. The ads are coming again. If you are subscribed, if you have a Twitch Turbo, good ad blocker, or are over on YouTube, you will not see ads. We're just gonna chill out. For the 3 minutes that you will be in ad space. Oh, this is one of those puzzles where you gotta push the thingy around. Okay. Hey, I wanna kill you. No! Yeah, I did it. Okay, we're gonna go to another screen. Or we'll just chill. Glad we're making progress. I was worried that I would be very averse to progress today. I don't know why. I get you guys don't. Okay, so Ghostie, that's me. Hi, I'm Ghostie. Is constantly in this sort of like torrent of emotions. And, I tend to have these like very much like, oh no, everything's awful. Oh, everything's really good. I described it as like when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do the thing. And then by noon-ish, I'm like, oh no. Everything I have to do things now, and I don't know if I can. And then, a little bit in the afternoon, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing stuff. And the evening's like, I'm tired. And everything is falling apart, and I should delete everything. And then my head hits the pillow, and I'm like, I have ideas. That's kind of just how I am. Kind of how Possum is. It's not intentional. I don't like doing it either, but it's just how I live. It's how I live. I will get better as time goes on, though. I mean, I already do when I have time to talk to people. Like when I talk to you guys, it's very nice, and I get to just be a social possum. Possums generally aren't social. Did you know that? They generally don't like being grouped up with other possums, and they don't like being around other creatures. They're very solitary. But then some possums are just little cuddlebugs, like me. I like cuddling with Goji. He is my favorite person to be around, honestly. Alright, chat, we're about to get back into it. Let's go! Welcome back from ads, thank you so much. Where was that? Where was that? Oh, he's over there. Okay. Hold on. I think? Yeah. R. Yeah. Do one of those. Can we come around here? Let me be honest with y'all, I don't remember. No! Grab? And then we got this. And then I feel like we go to the right? I don't... Okay, so we have... Oh, we have to get... the sacred fire. You have to get that fire. Okay, maybe I don't understand. Maybe the possum doesn't get it. Possum might get it. Naked fire! Well, it says blue fire, but you know... Green flame? Oh, I can't do it. Okay. Research! Yay. I think we just like, yeah, I think we just put it over there, right? Yeah. Chat, I'm not a dumb possum. I'm figuring out puzzles all on my own. Yeah. Wait, how do I get there? I'm not a person, I'm the possums in a coat. I'd like to claim it's Gucci, but we gotta found the goat. Say it's vintage or some guy, whatever, mostly float. But I am not a person, I'm the possums in a coat. I'm not a person, I am poor opossum stacked in a wrapped up in a fancy robe, will tell you that's a fact. We might look a little bigger, that's cause always snacks are packed, but I am not a person, I am poor opossum stacked. And then do we go back? Go back. And then this way. Huh. Think about it. Yeah, I think I fucked it. Okay. That's fine. When I was a young puss, my mother took me into the city to see a big trash can. She said, "Ghost, when you grow up, would you eat a tiny little burger and scream at all the men?" I think we get like against this or against that. I don't remember which. Can I send it? And that, but it doesn't have anything to grab onto there. I'm okay. Open that. And then there. Okay, I think we got it. Think we got it. Sorry, I'm trying to puzzle. Also, I was trying to decide. Like, I'm clearly not all that interested. And, ooh, I need to go back and get Hurdy Fire. I'm kind of not all that interested in playing, Minecraft every Friday. Oh my god. No! Hey, come back here, you asshole. Hey. I'm trying to decide what to do on Friday instead. So I have some ideas of things that could be fun, but at the same time, like, what is fun for Ghostie might not be fun for chat, you know? And if you're like, no, I don't understand, then I'll be like, I cry. That's a lie. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry because you don't know what you want to see. Yeah, I'm really enjoying. Okay, so for those of you who know what this is, it might still make sense to you that I find this a little bit of a wind down game. But I've been playing a whole bunch of Dead Signal on my own. No, I've only ever crossed like I've only ever beaten casual mode. But yeah, lately at night I'm just like, Goji will walk back here and give me a hug, and I'm just playing Dead Signal. There's one part of Dead Signal that I dislike just because I feel like it's cheap. And I think it's just that like occasionally like just basically a head pops up, and it is obviously a corpse, right? But it pops up and the stinger plays, like every time. It gets me. I know it's coming too. Like, it's happened almost every one of my runs. But regardless. Oh! killed the Awu chat. I hope you don't mind. I don't know. I might share it with you guys on Friday. I might not. We will have a stream on Friday regardless. Ooh, iron boots. If you came here to meet the Zoras, you wasted your time. This is all there is. With one exception. Zoras are now sealed under this thick ice sheet. I managed to rescue the Zora princess from under the ice, but she left to head for the water temple. This ice is created by an evil curse. The monster in the water temple is the source of that curse. Unless you shut off the source, this ice will never melt. If you have courage enough to confront the danger and save the Zoras, I will teach you the melody that leads to the temple. Time passes. People move. Like a river's flow, it never ends. A childish mind will turn to noble ambition. Young love will become deep affection. A clear water's surface reflects growth. Now listen to the serenade of water to reflect upon yourself. Ba, 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 ba. My potato is growing! Ghostie, I'll see you again. Bye-bye! I guess we go to the bottom of this thing, wherever it leads. Even though I don't yet have its lure tunic. Oh well. Wait, are we done? Was that it? Was that all? I guess let's go get some blue flyers. Let's go get blue flyers so we can get that man. Look, I don't remember what his name is. It's a lie. His name is King Zora. Just a bit of water. It's not like I am a bean club and water soluble or anything. Not like opossums are water soluble. Are opossums water soluble? I don't think so. I don't think that they're water soluble. I don't think I'm water soluble. I took a shower the other day, and I'm still here, aren't I? I'm not water soluble. Ha 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 ha. Just a little bit of water. Yeah, I didn't even have to use the walkthrough at all for that. I granted it is not really probably should have gotten more than one. 'Cause I'm pretty sure if I were a betting possum, I would bet that this shop is frozen over entrance. And we do need a Zora tunic. Yeah. Oh. Goodbye. Well, now I would have to go back and... Yeah, no. I don't wanna have to go back inside and get him. I say we go back, check this boat's photo house. And then after that we end. I say that's what we do. That's what possums do. That's what possums do. And then after we end, then possums get food. Did you know that opossums are incredibly food motivated? When such a slow day at work, I don't envy you. I do not envy you. Not in the slightest. I am going to when we're done with this, I get to spend some time with Gojia, and so I'm looking forward to that. Maybe I'll play some sandwiches. That'd be smart if I played sandwiches. Look, I don't know what I'm saying either. I just say things. I'm just a tiny possum, okay? Just a tiny possum that got brain damage. It is what it is. Yay! We broke to the cars! We got bomb shoes! Okay, so now we need 50 for the next one. Sweet. Okay. Bomb shoes. Yeah. Lemons. I'm trying to move and my body's like, fuck you! Like, silly possum, you thought you got to move? You thought you got to move? Oh, sweet baby child. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. We're gonna be back tomorrow with some more No Man's Sky no ship run. And so I will see you then. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Eat something delicious. Hug somebody, something you love. I will see you next time. But until then,